got a cardinal red hat, got some cardinal red sneakers. Back in 1998, I had a cardinal red beeper, cardinal red Chevy. I'm swerving with the fam. Hey, so good. My favorite team is the Rams. Got a blue and gold hat, got some blue and gold kiss, blue and gold on my chick. Got a bag on my blue ice white gold. My flow so sick. Who knew that we would blow and rep them whole like this? If it's the knock that they want, we let it bump. We let it bump. If it's the drama that they want, we hit the trunk. We hit the trunk. If it's the bread that she want, we got enough. We got enough. Now this ain't normally what we do, but we gon' give them what they want. Talk to them, listen, dog, that's how we do it. I'm so St. Louis. China man gonna score, wash it down with quarter juices. I'm so.
All right, Club 314 open for business. Today we got a guest. We got Alex on the track. All right, so on this channel, Jayson Tatum been taking a couple hits, especially from Larry up there. Really ain't feeling Jayson Tatum. All right, so we got King Alex over here, and he rocking the black Celtics with the 0. You already know who he repping. So you say, as of right now, you got Jayson Tatum winning Finals MVP. We need you to explain this, because the way it's looking is he ain't looking like a Finals MVP right now.
So the one thing that I could say maybe as a saving grace is I've been thinking about this all day. Based on the 31 points that he put up in Game 3, that might have saved him, because his first 2 games he was shooting bad, but in his defense, he was holding up his end on defense, doing the best that he could. He was assisting. He was getting other players involved. He was trying, although when he saw that he wasn't shooting well, he was taking the backseat to Jaylen Brown. Right now, I'm kind of in the mindset of they're probably going to give it to Jaylen Brown because he's been more consistent offensively. But the only thing that I can say is a saving grace is if Jaylen Brown has a struggle game offensively, or if the Celtics' big stars are struggling offensively and Tatum is able to give us like 34, 35, 6, 7 assists, still pull in about 8 or 9 boards, and play consistent defense, that's probably the only way that he's getting it. I've kind of had to change my stance now because Brown seems to be on it. This seems to be his year to get all the awards and get the recognition.
Okay.
All right, so you definitely hit on so you said Game 3 kind of changed it for you. So you said the first 2 games he struggled. Do you know how bad he struggled?
Yes,
the first
I
2
was
games,
watching. It was rough.
But did you know all-time players NBA Finals, he has the worst field goal percentage? He doing bad out here.
Know that.
The first
Is
2
that
games. What's up?
Is that based? Is that based from the last finals that they had with Golden State?
Right.
That's
So
all I'm
his
put together.
his whole career, right? He's shooting the worst. For this
35.4.
Yeah, for this particular series, through the first 2 games, he was 31.5% from the field, 28.5% from 3. So you are right. You know, he has been playing some defense. He also, passing the ball, getting some assists. But he also getting turnovers too. But from the eye test, when you watch it, I'm gonna ask you this: when you watch the games, right? When they need big shots, big plays, big moments, who do you see coming through more, Jaylen Brown or Tatum?
As of late, I would say Jaylen Brown, especially
Yeah.
with that clutch shot that he hit. What was that on Indiana? Dude,
Yes, sir.
right up in his grill. That had to, if this was 2K, that had to have been a 100% coverage. And he
it's when
still greened it.
When you take your controller and slam it, and it's done.
Yep. That's
So
the
right-
one you immediately gotta, something gotta fly. Something gotta hit the wall.
Facts.
Okay, let me hop in real quick. You know, Jaylen Brown in this final, he's leading the team in points per game, steals, and blocks. Jayson Tatum leading in rebounds and turnovers. What else I got?
Yeah.
And I feel like anytime you need the person that's really getting the big stops is Derek White and Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
I got
And
Drew
Jaylen
Holiday.
Brown had that stop
Yeah.
on Kyrie.
Yeah, I give second place to Drew Holiday. Jayson Tatum's my third player to get the MVP trophy.
Ooh, that's hot. I don't know about that one.
That's why it's my opinion.
Based on Tatum being the quote unquote superstar, they
Yeah.
would give him the benefit over Drew Holiday in that situation. But based on what I've been seeing, he's from the crib. I want him to do good, but I can't. It's hard for me to argue that.
And I feel you on that because not only do we want him to bring a championship back to the crib, we want him to bring as much stuff back to the crib as he can. But
Yeah.
when you talk about superstar status, he ain't really playing like a superstar. Like when you talk about what he's doing, you like, all right, he getting rebounds, playing good defense. That sound like a role player. That don't sound like a superstar. And the turnovers,
He's kind
and
of sort of
then
been playing like a Scottie Pippen almost.
Scottie Pippen was no superstar.
I mean, yeah, something like that. But he's not playing to where the expectations are. Like he's not.
Right.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times where your quote unquote superstar that we've seen in probably ever, really. I ain't gonna say ever, but a long time where your superstar don't even have to play well for you to win.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because that whole team is stacked.
I feel the same way. I feel like so the point I've been making about them is I feel like they're a team without a flaw. They starting five don't have a flaw. They all can play defense. They all can switch. They all can shoot the three. They all can get buckets when they need to. Like everybody, I haven't seen a starting five like this. So, do you think if they win Game 5 and they blow them out, do you think Boston Celtics is a all-time great team?
So I live here in Dallas, so everything in me feels like they should. The Celtics have everything they need. I think a lot of Dallas young players are still young. They're still growing. They need time to be able to develop their game. They're not quite ready for this. They've gotten there because Luka and Kyrie are so dynamic and so great themselves. But for some reason, because they've blown some big leads. They almost blew the lead in Game 1 when they were blowing them out, but they put their foot on the gas and took off. So I'll say, just out of the respect that I do have for Luka, it won't be a blowout, but I do see them playing with a sense of urgency. Porzingis is supposed to be playing, so that may or may not be a factor. I don't know how well he's going to play based on his health, but if everything else, like we've been saying, with Boston's entire team, everybody can step up and be the guy to win the game. If everything goes well, they probably win by maybe 12. Luka and them, they have enough pride that they ain't going to try to get blown out in Boston again, and they're going to at least try to put up a fight for Kyrie's sake. But this series should be over. It should be wrapped up tonight.
It should have been a sweep.
Yeah.
It should have been a sweep. I wanted it to be a sweep. Even though I got the Celtics jersey on, that's for Tatum, it's for the city. I'm a Clippers fan. Luka does this to my team all the time. I hate this
He
dude.
kills the Clippers.
So I wanted it to be a sweep. But
you can feel it in your bones. You want that sweep, boy. Man, like I needed him out of here. Go ahead, Larry.
So are we on the what we expect from Game 5, or are we still on the Tatum?
I have one more question for you about Tatum before we go. Okay, so if they win the championship, right? Let's say they win it tonight. Does this change where you rank Tatum as far as superstars in the league?
do you want to go first?
That's on you, Alex.
It doesn't really change how I see him. Like, in a way, I try not to be biased when I'm viewing him because it's hard to. He's from the city. But I think he's definitely among the top 10 players in the league right now. I wouldn't necessarily say the number one guy, even with a championship, because there are other guys that have less on their team that have to carry more, and not like he should be punished for having or being on a great team, because we from St. Louis, we know how great teams are. Our baseball team wins a lot. Well, they used to. But I think when you're one of the supposed to be one of the top guys, and you also have another guy that's right alongside you that's that damn good, and the rest of your team around you is that damn good, you don't have to carry that load that other superstars do in order to get farther. Like if Halliburton had a Jaylen Brown on his team with the guys that they had, Indiana is probably that much better of a team. So it's a benefit and also a detriment when you're trying to grade a guy that good when you have a team that good with him.
Okay,
But
let me
I
ask
still
you.
say at least top 10 in the league.
All right, let me ask you this, Alex. Let me ask you this real quick. Do you feel this is a yes or no question first? Do you feel Jayson Tatum is the best player on Boston?
From
the pause.
from a standpoint of everything that he can do on a basketball court, I would say yes.
Okay, I got one
From-
more. Okay.
From the results that we've seen recently, it's hard for me to say yes.
Okay, and you say that right. And what if Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP? Would that change your mind?
I'd still see Tatum being where he is, but I would give a lot more credit to Jaylen Brown and his growth and development from where just last year everyone was talking about how he can't do anything with his left hand and he's a huge flaw, and trying to use him as a reason for, we need to break these up because they can't win. They have this and that. I think this championship would solidify them as a 1-2 combo, as opposed to just making me see it as, Jaylen Brown's the better player. Because that's the type of thing that broke up Shaq and Kobe, that whole dynamic of who's the better player. And I think with those two, they don't have that ego, that they don't really care who's seen as the best player. They just want to win.
All right.
All right, so and it's crazy because Lillard think that that's gonna end up breaking them up. That like the Kobe and Shaq thing is gonna happen. But all right, as far as tonight goes, hey, Lillard, what's your expectation for tonight? What you see happening tonight?
I got about 9-10 things. I expect Boston to win for one. I ain't running his hat for nothing. 2, Jaylen Brown to win MVP. 3, Jayson Tatum to struggle shooting again.
Hey man, on Jayson Tatum, ain't he?
No, because if he want to sit at a certain table, he's got to be held to certain standards.
This is true.
Because if this was Goat James we was talking about, everything, people
different,
said
though.
the same thing.
Fair point.
But the
Fair
GOAT
point.
conversation and superstars two different.
No, I'm not talking about the GOAT conversation. I'm just talking about LeBron James in general. If we talking about him having a bad shooting day. Okay.
Yeah.
I expect Drew Holiday and Derek White to step up big this game. Number 5, I expect Porzingis not to play a lot, if any. I expect Luka to do his thing. I expect Kyrie Irving to get between, say, about 18 to 25 points. But also, did you see when he called Boston a cult? Did you see? You heard what he said? He said they were a cult. Okay. Okay.
I definitely heard that interview.
Dallas, they not gonna have no bench help today. That's coming. Boston's defense is gonna win them this game. And another thing, towards the end of the game, Jaylen Brown gonna take it over, and I'm gonna leave it there.
So Jaylen Brown gonna be the closer for the game.
Tatum gonna be standing over there with his hands up like this, and Jaylen Brown gonna be hitting him. Just watch. I'm gonna get somebody else to flow, whoever want it.
All right, Alex, what you got? What you looking for tonight, and what's your expectations for tonight?
What I'm looking for today is for Tatum to step up offensively, Come out with that same fire that he had for game 3. Don't think too much. Stop getting in your own head. Because from what I'm seeing, if it's anything like me on 2K, when you miss a few shots, it gets in your head. And it's in the finals, you got that pressure of you're supposed to be the superstar. Don't get in your head. You're at home. Close this thing out. Y'all mentioned before, even before game 4, we know it can get wicked in a heartbeat if you let a team win one, then win another, and win another. You do not want to go to a game 7. Don't let it get that far. Stomp this out right here. Secondly, I expect him to probably have like 35, maybe 37 points. He'll definitely do all of his step backs and all the ridiculous bullshit that he gets away with that annoys and irritates me. But I also think, like you mentioned, Derek White, all the players on the Boston Celtics are going to be comfortable because they're at home. They're not on the road anymore. Put what happened in game 4 behind you. You back home, stomp this out, play hard defense, close out on the other guys. Just because they had that, for most of the series they've been struggling, don't let that be a thing. They was hitting shots last game. Don't let them continue that momentum. Get up into them. Be physical. And most of all, like he said, I don't expect Porzingis to do much because he's dealing with something. I forgot what it's called. It's not a meniscus, but it's something that starts with an M.
It's that tendon in the foot.
Yeah. I don't expect him to play much. I think he'll come out in the first quarter. He'll probably play a good majority of the first quarter, be taken out mostly in the second quarter. I think Mazzulla will probably manage the situation. If they're up a lot, he won't necessarily need to use Porzingis. If it's close, he might pick his spots on when to use him, because I'm pretty sure he's trying to manage his health and not have him mess his knee up any further than what it has to. But I expect all of Boston's players to be on it, especially Al Horford, because if this is going to be your last ride, you finally got the championship, you're a back-to-back national champion with Florida, have that same attitude, close this out, knock down your shots, do whatever you can on Luka. He's going to make ridiculous stuff anyway. Just be there. And also, I expect them to blitz him on defense again. He's been, for the most part, a traffic cone the entire series. Get into him, get him early, get into his head, let him start complaining to the refs, and throw the team off.
Yeah, so my expectations, first thing I'm looking at is Kyrie Irving, right? And don't get me wrong, Kyrie Irving is going to go to the Hall of Fame. Everybody knows what Kyrie is. Probably the most offensively skilled player that we've ever seen, where you got the handles, the shooting, and finishing at the rim, right? So his performance in this series won't stop that. But if he goes to Boston again and he plays terrible like he's been doing, right, there's going to be this narrative attached to him that he cannot perform under certain levels of pressure, right? Because everybody, he's 28 a game in Dallas. He's 14 points per game in Boston, right? I cannot see Kyrie Irving with that skill set, that mentality, allowing this to go on. At least one of these games, Kyrie Irving has to go Kyrie Irving. And we know when Kyrie Irving is pushed to the brink of elimination, what he does. And today is the day. All this pressure, everybody talking about him, the Boston stuff. I think you're going to see Kyrie come out tonight. I'm going to call it. I got Kyrie going I'm going to set the over-under at 32. I think Kyrie going to go over 32 points. All right. Luka's been doing Luka things on the offensive end, but the team hasn't been able to knock down shots. So I think you're going to see them play a little bit more free because it's hey, we ain't got nothing to lose. Everybody expect us to lose. It is what it is. I think you're going to see Luka's assist numbers go up because they're going to get more makes. All right, so I got the Mavs winning tonight. I feel like I'm on the island on that. I got the Mavs winning it tonight. I think the Celtics going to close it out the next game. But this game, I think Kyrie's going to show everybody. exactly why he's Kyrie Irving, and all the rest of y'all is not Kyrie Irving. If not, then we got to ask this question: what is it about Boston that makes this man play so bad? All right. I think Jayson Tatum's going to have a good game. I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think he's going to do a little bit of everything. I still think his shooting, I don't think it's going to be 31%, but I think it'll be closer to the 40%. I think he's going to get his rebounds. He's going to get some assists. I think he's going to have a couple costly turnovers in the second half. I think Jaylen Brown going to bring a bunch of energy. I think we're going to go away from this game thinking, yeah, okay, Jaylen Brown is definitely that guy. But today, I think it's going to be the Kyrie show. I think Kyrie has to show us what Kyrie is. If not, they finna go home, and it's going to be a blowout. Luka can do what Luka been doing, which is great. But one thing I am worried about, sooner or later, Luka is going to have a okay game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think the Mavs have wasted these Luka master. I ain't gonna say masterpieces, but these Luka games because ain't nobody been there riding with him. And I definitely think that the Boston's tendency to play bad at home is going to be a factor tonight too. So I got the Mavs winning, and I'm going to call a score. I'm going to say I got the Mavs winning 112-108. I'm calling the score with it. I ain't scared. I'm calling the score with it.
Okay, let me ask you this. What if Kyrie has a Kyrie game, right?
Uh-huh.
But then Luka has that almost not a good game. You know this over with, right?
So this is the thing, right? I don't think, even if you get if Luka gives you a good game, but Kyrie gives you a Kyrie game, you got a shot. The question is, what are the players like PJ Washington gonna do? Are you gonna hit these open shots? Because they hit the open shots, they got a really good shot of extending the series, not winning the series, extending the series. And the most detrimental thing that Luka does to the team is complain to the refs and give up free points, right? So Luka don't seem to complain as much on the road. It's like this energy comes into him, and he's just trying to shut the crowd up. And if you look at, like, in his home country, if you look at the crowds over there, you see why this don't bother him, right? This is nothing. That crowd in Boston is nothing from what he's used to. So he instead of complaining, he's more about trying to silence everybody. But if he plays decent on the offensive end, but he's not complaining all the time on the defensive end, and he just attempts some defense, I think they can win this game.
Oh yeah, he's a liability on defense.
He is.
Like, that's the one thing that that my Clippers used to do to him the first two times we played him in the playoffs. We just blitzed him. Every time we were on offense, one of our superstars, Kawhi PG, go switch on him, go to work. Just no issues whatsoever. And that's how we would beat him. He would have all those points and do all that showing off. And then once the game got tight at the end, he was tired. He was drained. He couldn't do nothing. Unfortunately, that didn't work this year, but, at least Boston's making it work.
Hey, Larry, I saw you just, like, when he was talking about his team superstars, I saw you make this weird face as if, are you disgusted with the fact that somebody called Kawhi and Paji superstars? Is that what that was?
Well,
I don't know if you saw that, but I saw it.
I didn't say Kawhi's name. You said it.
No, I just saw the face that you made. Like,
Yeah, because we talked about this. Kawhi's not a superstar.
No.
As a Clippers
He
fan,
doesn't play enough.
what he said, as a Clippers fan, I agree. He's not available when you need him to be. Like, no matter what we've done, we've tried resting him. He gets to the playoffs, he gets hurt. We tried playing him the whole season to try to get him some endurance. He gets hurt. PG's my boy, but he is not a number one guy that can carry you far in the playoffs. That's my guy, but
Pandemic P.
facts are facts. The facts are the facts.
Facts are the
Unfortunately
facts.
for me,
At least somebody agree with me who know what they talking about.
I got Kyrie I still got Kawhi as a superstar. I still think Kawhi's a superstar. But so tonight you got the Clipper killer. So
Actually, I
I'm
just think
picking the Celtics, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I got the Celtics.
Y'all got scores? What's the score gonna be? Are we talking blowout? We talking close? I need scores. I need y'all on the record. I need numbers.
I'm not fully sure what the score is going to be, but I give the Celtics at least by 12.
Blowout.
I think late in the game is when it'll start to show that the Celtics just have too much depth. They have too much. The game's going to get close. Like you mentioned, are PJ Washington, are some of these other guys going to show up and knock down shots? Is Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively going to be able to catch these lobs? Because that seems to be a majority of their offense is just catching lobs from Luka and Kyrie. They can't really create for themselves like Boston has players that create for themselves. So I
And the
think late in the
Celtics
game, that's going to be the big key.
The Celtics have done like a great job of shutting all them lobs down. We talked about that after game one because at that point in time in game one, like the Mavs had like 60 lobs, and then everybody else had the next closest was like 10. You know what I'm saying? So they was living off that, and Boston has like completely shut that down. So that's what I'm saying. Like they need to find where else they can get some good production from because them lobs ain't happening. Boston is like, nah, we good. And shout out to Al Horford, man. Oldest man in the playoffs. And he's still playing good defense, hitting shots, patrolling the paint, being a physical presence. Hey, he's a champion, man. And it's time to crown him.
Yep. No, I'm
But it's not gonna
hoping
be
that he
tonight.
finally gets his ring.
It's not going to be tonight. It's not going to be tonight. The Mavs, Kyrie finna show us something.
115 to 98.
115 to 98.
Boston.
So I'm the only one who got it in lower than double digits. I'm the only one who got
115 to 98.
Both of these two teams are too offensively sound to be limited like that. Like, I know Boston plays great defense, but essentially Kyrie and Luka are still going to do what they do, and they're still going to be able to, put up points, especially in this era of the NBA where, threes and everyone's going to be trying to score offense. You can't really do that much on defense. You can stay in front, you can get a hand up, contest shots, but you can't really be too physical. Even though it's been somewhat physical, you can't be too physical. So it's going to be some points that's put up.
Yeah, 115.
But you said 98. That's
I'm gonna tell you why I say 98. You remember how I say Dallas bench is not gonna give them no help? In the end, look how young Dallas bench is too. They're gonna be scared to shoot. This game is above their head. They ain't been here before.
Yeah,
They scared to miss. They scared to make the mistake.
They not like Kyrie and Luka. The
Yeah, they've been
presence
here
from
before.
that Boston crowd is definitely going to be something that gets to the bench players.
Yeah, I think if they both play their A game, I think the Celtics is definitely way better. It's just I don't know what it is about the Celtics on their home court. I don't know what it is about Jayson Tatum and the finals. It's just I can't see.
Reason.
Huh?
Like, they're not like some of the other Boston teams who are great at holding down home court. For whatever reason, Tatum and Brown just don't do well holding down the fort.
Man,
I don't understand why either.
And that's why, with the struggles that they've had, I find that, and I don't think that team as a whole, they have that killer mentality where it's like, when they are comfortable, they are really comfortable. Right, that's why you see them get blown out like they did this last game. But when they own, they are by far the best team in the league. But when they relax, they got this cushion right now. They don't play well at home. I think Kyrie has to show up sooner or later. But the only
The Wilt Chamberlain.
Hey, we gonna see. So, hey, like I said, I'm rocking with the Mavs. I got the Mavs tonight. I got Boston closing it out in Dallas.
In Dallas.
Close game.
I would enjoy that because I live here.
The city gonna turn up.
No, if they win this game, the city of Dallas is gonna start to get too much confidence.
Exactly. They're gonna turn up real quick and you gonna feel it.
Yep.
Now let me ask y'all this before we get out of here. If they win tonight, if the Mavs win tonight, how secure are you with your Celtics picks? Do you start to get nervous? Because I think if somehow it goes 7, it's a wrap, right? I got the Mavs if it goes 7. But if the Mavs win tonight, what is your confidence level in the Celtics at that point?
It's gonna start going down to me because now this team can see they can beat you, and when a team know they can beat you, they gonna beat you.
Yep.
And then also, they beat us 2 times in a row. They in our head now. If the Boston don't win tonight, they in trouble.
Yep. And the Celtics last year, they were down 0-3 to the Heat. They won 1 game. Jaylen Brown said, "Don't let us win 1." They got 2. They got 3. If Tatum doesn't turn his leg in Game 7, they probably win that. So they should know it can get wicked in a heartbeat if you don't stomp them out. But if they win tonight, I am going to start to get a little nervous because they're going to come back to Dallas. That crowd is going to be ruckus. And at that point, all bets are off. You have to stomp them out. You cannot get to a Game 7 when you clearly show that you got some type of issues with closing things out on home court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's my thing. I find it hard to see them closing out tonight on home court. They just struggle too much on home court. All right.
Not Luka. Kyrie might be the X factor because if he struggles, Dallas ain't got a chance.
I definitely need Kyrie to show up. If Kyrie don't show up, that's gonna be an issue for me because that's why I'm banking on tonight. Kyrie's gonna ball out. The thing that I'm scared of is Boston has not shot well from the 3, and if they do shoot well from the 3, it's gonna be a blowout.
It's over. Yeah.
You know, it's over. And so I need Kyrie to do Kyrie things tonight. I'm rocking with Kyrie, and I'll see y'all on the next game when we do the recap, and then we're gonna talk about the next game because it's gonna be another one. Man,
All right,
nobody knows what we're talking about.
Listen, if it gets there, when would a Game 6 be?
I did not look at that. It's normally every 2 days.
Probably
Right?
gonna be like a Wednesday
it'll be
or
Thursday.
Thursday?
It'll be Thursday because they'll be going back to Dallas.
All right, yeah. If it gets that far, hey, I ain't got no problem coming back on the show and talking about what in the holy hell happened.
You ain't got to worry about you ain't got to worry about that anyway. You ain't got to worry about that.
But
All right.
hopefully, it don't get that far.
It will. It's gonna be a game. We got another game coming. But hey, thanks, Alex, man. Hey, appreciate you for coming on to the show. Thanks for following us on Instagram and all that. Make sure you link in with us on the YouTube. Hey, and if anytime you got a topic, no matter what the topic is you want to talk about, let us know. We'll get you on here and we'll go ahead and talk about that topic. This dude clowning.
All right, word.
All right, appreciate it. All right,
Peace, Alex.
314 is closed for the day. Appreciate y'all for checking out the clips. See y'all next time. Peace.
Yep. Oh, snap, run.